My name is Karis and I'm a senior at Sunset. I'm currently taking IB Physics SL, and for this project I was in charge of research and overseeing the project from the developing and final stages.
Hi, I'm Saskia and I'm a senior at Sunset. I'm taking IB Sports Science, which I really enjoy, and I did the research and edited the video.
My name is Maria, and as both of my classmates, I'm a senior in Sunset High School. I'm taking IB Chemistry, and I was in charge of research and the drawings for the video.
If you look at the history of food, our modern-day farming strategies are significantly more efficient and high-tech. What do these changes mean for us, and what actually happens? GMO stands for Genetically Modified Organism. Genetic modification is the process of forcing genes from one species into another entirely unrelated species. Instead of crossing two different but related varieties of plants, different biological kingdoms are crossed, for example, a bacteria with a plant. By changing the sequence of genes to specifically introduce a desired trait into another biological organism. This is called genome editing. The technique involves removing, inserting, or editing a fragment of DNA using bacterial enzymes that are like molecular scissors. These enzymes are part of the immune system of microbes, which use them to edit their own genomes and protect themselves from attacks by pathogens. There are different kinds of genetically modified crops. There are HT crops, which are herbicide-tolerant crops. They are developed to survive application of specific herbicides that previously would have destroyed the crop. The other is BT crops, which are insect-resistant crops. They contain the gene from the soil bacterium BT. The bacteria produce a toxic protein that kills specific insects. It protects the plant its entire life. As seen in the graph, GMO has increased rapidly over the last 20 years. In fact, there are about 60 genetically modified foods that have been approved in the US as food and feed supplies. Why do we have or need genetically modified foods? The main reason people decide to modify the genetics of a species are for various reasons: to enhance growth and or efficiency of food conversion, to enhance commercially significant flesh characteristics, to control or regulate reproductive activity, or to control fertility, to increase resistance of a species to pathogens, parasites, and increase tolerance of environment variables such as temperature. For example, to make a strawberry ripe longer for consumers and their convenience. As GMOs continue to take over the food industry, they have made products significantly cheaper and enhanced convenience for consumers. Most of the harvest from these crops are fed not only to humans, as one might expect, but to livestock. In the United States, more than 9 billion food-producing animals are raised each year annually, and more than 95% of these animals have been consuming feed containing GM ingredients for almost 20 years, therefore reducing costs of meat as well. GMO ingredients require fewer pesticides. Less water keeps reduction costs down. In the US, there was a pesticide reduction of 46.4 million pounds in 2003 when GMO crops were adopted. In fact, GM technology helps reduce the price of crops used for food, such as corn, soybeans, and sugar beets, by as much as 15 to 30%. Corn, one of the most popular and well-known genetically modified organisms in America, is used for many purposes and made into several products. High fructose corn syrup has replaced sugar in many processed food and beverages, and is now the most valuable food product refined from corn, accounting for 530 million bushels every year. No reputable studies have shown any negative health effect of eating GMOs. Scientists around the world continue to look for any evidence of risk. However, the National Academy for Science concluded that GMOs are safe for human health. The same conclusion has been reached by a large number of prestigious health and science organizations from around the world. In addition, over the 2 decades that GMOs have been on the market, there have been no occurrences of health issues due to genetically modified organisms. Overall, the newer technology of genetically modifying foods have shown no concrete negative signs to society. Rather, it makes food cheaper due to its enhanced characteristics and will hopefully only help our global society over time. So in conclusion, GMOs or genetically modified organisms are organisms that are changed or adjusted for a specifically desired trait. There are 2 types of GMOs, which are HT and BT. Some of the reasons that we use GMOs is to enhance efficiency, control fertility, resist pathogens, and tolerance to the environment.